Welcome to Turkistan TV News. China suspected of cyber attacks targeting U.S. organizations. VOA News. Media giant News Corp is investigating a cyber attack that has accessed the emails and documents of some of its employees and journalists. On Friday, New York-based News Corp, whose entities include the Wall Street Journal and New York Post, sent an internal email to staff stating that it had been a target of persistent nation-state attack activity. On January 20th, News Corp discovered attack activity on our system used by several of our business units. David Klein, News Corp Chief Technology Officer, wrote in an email. News Corp said that as soon as it discovered the attack, it notified law enforcement and launched an investigation with the help of Mandiant, a cybersecurity firm. The cyber attack affected a limited number of business email accounts and documents from News Corp headquarters, as well as its news technology services, Dow Jones, News UK, and New York Post businesses. Our preliminary analysis indicates that foreign government involvement may be associated with this activity and that some data was taken. Klein wrote, "We will not tolerate attacks on our journalism, nor will we be deterred from our reporting." Mandate assesses that those behind this activity have a China nexus, and we believe they are likely involved in espionage activity to collect intelligence to benefit China's interests. Dave Wong, Mandate Vice President and Incident Responder, said in an email to VOA. Wong's suspicion echoed that of human rights groups, which have also faced an increase in cyber attacks thought to originate from the foreign government. They also believe is China. Liu Pengyu, spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in the United States, told VOA in an email Friday that rather than making allegations based on speculations, he hoped there could be a professional, responsible, and evidence-based approach to identifying cyber attacks. China is a staunch defender of cybersecurity and has long been a main victim of cyber theft and attacks, Liu said. China firmly opposes and combats cyber attacks and cyber theft in all forms. Cyber attacks might be used to intimidate those who are critical of Chinese government, according to Peter Irwin, Senior Program Officer of Advocacy and Communications at Uyghur Human Rights Project in Washington. They might want journalists to think twice before they continue to do critical work uncovering issues in the country, Irwin told VOA, adding that his organization had also seen a major spike in cyber attacks believed to be from China in recent weeks, targeting its website and staff email. Uyghur rights groups such as UHRP have been calling for the boycott of Beijing Winter Olympics on social media, using the hashtag genocide games and citing allegations of human rights abuses of Uyghurs and other Turkic ethnic groups in East Turkestan, where China has been accused of arbitrarily detaining more than 1 million people in internment camps. On Tuesday, the Wall Street Journal reported that pro-China accounts had flooded Twitter message with the genocide games hashtag. Hashtag flooding is the act of hijacking a hashtag on social media platforms to dilute or change its meaning. In early December, the United States announced a diplomatic boycott of Beijing Winter Olympics, citing China's ongoing genocide and crimes against humanity in East Turkestan and other human rights abuses. Beijing denies accusation of mass detention and says that all ethnic groups in East Turkestan live together in harmony and experience healthy and balanced development. Volexity, a Washington-based cybersecurity firm, stated in a December 29th blog post that cyberspace has become a battleground for Uyghur people. The level of surveillance occurring in China against Uyghurs extends well beyond their borders and has fully entered the digital realm. Recently, especially starting from January 10, 2022, we have seen more cyber attacks by unknown hackers aimed at the main index of English and Chinese websites of Uyghur Times, Eamon told VOA, adding that his organization's email server had also been the target of similar attacks. In a speech at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum in California, the FBI Director Christopher Wray said that in the United States, Beijing had unleashed a massive and sophisticated hacking program that's bigger than those of every other major nations combined. They're not just hacking on a huge scale, but causing indiscriminate damage to get what they want. Ray said, like in the recent Microsoft Exchange hack, which compromised the networks of more than 10,000 American companies in a single campaign alone. According to Salih Hudayar, president and founder of East Turkestan National Awakening Movement, a Washington-based Uyghur independence advocacy group, his group's website has seen a severe increase in cyber attacks in recent weeks, especially since the beginning of Beijing Winter Games. It seems, on average, in the past 24 hours, we had over 15 million attacks against our website, Hudayar told VOA, adding that most of the attacks were originating from Singapore. He said he believed Singapore was being used to mask the true location of the origin of attacks. We definitely think China is behind these attacks, Hudayar said. Welcome to East Turkestan TV News. United States Health International Labor Organization report slamming China for racial religious discrimination in East Turkestan. Catch News. The United States on Thursday welcomed the issuance of a report by the Committee of International Labor Organization, ILO, calling on the Chinese government to review its laws and the practices of employment discrimination against Turkic people in East Turkestan. This comes as several countries' rights groups and members of the international community continue to raise a concern about human rights conditions in East Turkestan, an occupied land by China, so-called Chinese Xinjiang province. This report, produced by ILO's Committee of Experts on the Application of Conventions and Recommendations, expresses deep concern regarding the PRC's policies and call on the PRC government to take specific steps toward eliminating racial and religious discrimination in employment and occupation, and to amend national and regional policies utilizing vocational training and rehabilitation centers for political re-education based on administrative detention, the United States State Department said in a statement. The United States has called on China to take the steps requested by the Committee of Experts. We also reiterate our call for the PRC to end its genocide and the crimes against humanity perpetrated against the predominantly Muslim Uyghurs and the members of other ethnic and religious minority groups in East Turkestan, as well as its use of these groups for forced labor in East Turkestan and beyond, the statement added. It further said that the United States is committed to working with international partners and allies to end the forced labor and strengthen international action against ongoing genocide and crimes against humanity in East Turkestan, so-called Xinjiang. Earlier this month, French Parliament slammed China's genocide of Uyghur people in a resolution that could sour relations between Paris and Beijing only 2 weeks before the Winter Olympics. Similar resolutions were passed by the Parliament in Britain, Canada, and the Netherlands last year, and the United States government has also condemned what it deems genocide in East Turkestan. Iltaber from East Turkestan TV News reported.